Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Midnight's Edge After. There I am. Midnight's Edge After Dark. I am, of course, your host with the most. I'm, of course, your host with the most, Robb Robot Shlomo, coming to you from Shabby Road Studios. With us, as always, is Mr. Tom Connors.
And it sounds like a Saturday night party back there, and we'll explain that here in just a moment here. But hello again, Rob. Hello again, everybody in YouTube land. And we also have a few guests with us. Well, as always, Mecha Random. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm still sick, but I'm good. Well, sick again, but
you too, huh?
Yeah.
It's going around. No matter what it is, it's always going around. And with us, we have a very special guest. He's a friend of the channel. We shout him out quite a bit, but it's great to have him here live and in person and in living color.
And I started getting the feedback there, so hold on, I gotta get back
in. That's fine. Well, anyway, I'm
almost there. Whoops. He's moving. There we
have to do what we call the business stretch. So
there we go.
Okay. So anyway, we have with us. There you go. We have with us. We friend of the channel. Very knowledgeable. There you go. The one, the only Mr. Captain Capt April. And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
Who's broadcasting live from an undisclosed location because we're not going to promote them unless they give if they give you some free stuff there, let us know, then we'll say where you're at. But
they have on occasion actually.
Okay, well, he's at Starbucks, I guess.
Yeah.
And they got the music going in the background and stuff, so that's going to give us
Starbucks, well, we're going to get
that's going to give us a little ambience for the Saturday night fever type
we'll
thing.
Get demonetized anyways. What's it?
Capt April.
Yeah, we probably are already.
So anyway, good everybody to join us. If you're like me, good everybody to join us tonight. And if you're like me, you don't have a date and you're just hanging out. So, we're here to talk about. What are we here to talk about? I don't know. Let's do it though. I'm good. You're
women, pizza, and drugs. I don't know.
Yes.
We'll get to
porn, yes. This is all the good stuff. Yeah. And I'm jacked full of caffeine. Let's do this. All right.
Better than liquor.
Capt April, Capt April, we heard we got news of that possible Georgiou
good God.
Show.
Yeah.
That they're throwing against the wall, see if it's sticking. Let's get your take on this first, being your guest.
I posted my thing. I'll put another video up here. There's a link right there. It's only a minute 35 seconds there of mostly screams.
That's like it's at or my house. That's called Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mostly screams.
No, that's like some things. Just why bother trying go descriptions? I just started off with Kirk and the man trap getting suckered down the salt vampire, and then proceeded on to a couple others, and then got to Luke Skywalker getting his hand chopped off, and a couple of Superman screens. Oh, there we go.
Oh man, it just keeps, like I said, just when you thought they couldn't get any worse, they do. They somehow there's always a new bottom, as they say, right? I mean, Mecca. That's not. No, I don't think we've hit. I don't think we've hit bottom.
That's a short bus trick. That's a different one.
Yeah. I don't think we've quite hit bottom with this. Everybody, just Tom. Yeah, I mean, how much lower can this go?
I wonder if they saw my. I only had 200 hits on my video where I kind of give a pitch for an Empress Georgiou video, or an Empress Georgiou series. So I wonder if they saw that. But that was, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Cheers.
There we go.
But no, this is why? Why do we have so many antagonists and why do we have all these bad guys being the main characters? Because if you look at it, Michael Burnham's a bad guy and she's the main character.
Michael Burnham's the deadliest serial killer in history.
Yes. What's her kill count? 700,000 or something ridiculous?
Whoops. It's a wrong one. Try that one.
It's like a slot machine. Her kill count is just like it's out of control.
I know,
It's like the counter that Jerry Lewis telethon. Where are we up to now?
Yes,
35 million. Okay.
The
Throw the
ball is
planet.
changing, people.
there she said it. Michael Burnham's guy.
Mikey.
Let's make sure we got the right one there.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if she's.
How the hell did that happen?
If she's not a guy, she wears the equipment.
Try that again here.
Well, the problem with Michael Burnham is that she's such a sociopath in the whole thing. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna give another sociopath a series? Like somebody who's so smug and selfish and self-centered and full of themselves, only serving their own interests. This is exactly what we have with Michael Burnham. This is what we don't want. Another Star Trek series with an antagonist as a main character.
Oh boy.
Okay.
How you doing over there, Captain? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, come on. This is not gonna go very well unless somebody speaks up. Let's go.
Okay.
Well, I'm trying to hear Captain April. I don't know if it's just noise over there or if it's him.
Well, I don't know. Not much to say at this point, but finally got the right video link now.
There you go. But yeah.
Also did a video about this earlier.
Yeah, I did.
The whole. Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, keep talking because I didn't know if it's me or the headphones going out or just nothing saying going on.
Well, yeah, like I said,
There we go.
They're still stuck in this whole dark and gritty thing. Oh, dark and gritty. And listen, when we say dark and gritty, we literally don't mean dark that there is no light on the sets, okay? But then again, the budget, they've gone way over budget and they can't afford to turn on the lights.
It's like certain subjects don't need to be dark and gritty. Okay. It's like a dark and gritty Happy Days. What?
Well, like I said on the Calypso video, right? I did my Calypso review yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I have no idea what day this is. But there's one line where the guy in the episodes is like, "Hey, I would love to see the bridge." So would we. Gee, we would love to be able to see the bridge. Turn on the freaking lights.
Was the budget that tight they couldn't afford to turn the lights on?
No.
They have LED bulbs now, guys. They use less energy.
Well, and the ship generates. They're sitting on a nuclear reactor basically with the warp core. They can generate as much power as they need. They can turn on the freaking lights. They don't have the excuse anymore that Lorca's from the mirror universe and they have light sensitivity, which is freaking stupid. To begin with.
In my day, we enjoyed things called lights and being able to fucking see.
Yeah, and hold the camera still, damn it.
Is that right? Is that right, old man Picard?
Fucking lens flare in my eye. Hold on. I can't see no more. No wonder you turn the fucking lights on.
Night lights, engage.
You call it discovery because you have to reach around and feel around and discover everything around you. It's that fucking dark. Jesus Christ.
Chris Pressa, thank you for the $5 Canadian super chat. Labatt and maple syrup. Here I come. Certain things are meant to be dark, but Star Trek is one of them. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Someone needs to discover the fucking lights.
I'd just be happy if they discovered a Star Trek series at this point.
Lord knows nothing else is turning me on that show other than that cute redhead there with the nice boobs.
Bless her big booty heart. Yeah.
Yes, I say let's just put Tilly in the Counselor Troy outfit with her cleavage hanging out.
That would make her officially the sexiest woman in Star Trek history.
Yeah, probably would. They don't know what fans want. They're like, people liked the Mirror Universe. The Mirror Universe episodes got more ratings.
I don't know what fans want, but I want my head buried in her boobs.
I think it was more morbid curiosity. How are they going to screw up the Mirror Universe now?
Well, yeah.
And boy, did they.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get the badges right.
Everybody's dressed like a freaking like sadistic marching band.
Well, and it's so funny. Like when you see the mirror unit, like the Terran Empire logo, it's literally reversed. The planet Earth is reversed, like it's in the mirror. Do you guys not understand what the mirror universe is?
Steph says hi.
Well, and we kept saying they were like hinting at it because every episode ended with a reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, oh, he's not the man I knew. And he's pointing a gun at me. Yeah, of course, because he's from the mirror universe. We got it. You know?
That's why she's holding the phaser backwards.
Yeah.
Now,
everything's backwards.
Yes. Oh my God.
Now, does that mean when Lorca and Admiral Cornwell were together that he turned the condom inside out? Ribbed for my pleasure.
I think you're putting way more thought into that than they did, the writers themselves. That's how like sophomoric they are.
I think any thought would have been more than what they put into it.
Yeah. Well, even the episode, like the short trek, the Calypso episode, it wasn't that bad when you're watching it, but the more you think about it, the more annoying it gets and worse it gets. And this is the guy who's going to be in charge of the Picard series. This is one of the writers from the Picard series. This gives me no hope for how good the Picard series is going to be or for how bad it's going to be because we have this guy in charge.
I think one of the comments in my review of that saying, why is he the only one on the ship? Why has he got a hammock in the transporter room?
Yeah.
With all these empty quarters.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another thing I noticed after the fact.
Did they take the beds with them or something? What the hell?
Yeah. It's like, did they lock off all the crew quarters?
Yeah.
There's a hammock in the transporter room? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's got a hammock set up over the transporter pad.
Yeah, I didn't screenshot it, but yeah, he does. He has a hammock in the transporter pad.
Oh, okay. Let me go. I have to go find this.
Oh, I can grab a screenshot.
Yeah, one power surge and you wake up in a very different place.
If I can find, where is it?
Boy, that's a revelation.
I think it's one of those. It's like, well, the real reason is the budget was such that set was dismantled that day. All they had was a transporter and the bridge and the wreck zone.
Yeah, probably.
You know what's sad is in some alternate universe a couple months ago we were talking about how Discovery was going to be selling its sets to the Expanse instead of the other way around before the Expanse got saved. That's all I've been thinking about for like the last 5 minutes. It's like mirror universes. Yeah, in some universe, somewhere, Discovery is canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, just hang on to the hope.
And there was much rejoicing.
Yay!
Yeah. Oh, that's
now let's get it back to normal, you fucktard. Give me some real Star Trek here. Come on. Fucking Mikey Spock shit.
Here, Tom, I'll send this to you over Twitter.
Are they
and present it to everybody?
Remember, like when Georgiou said she couldn't live without Mikey Spock? You know, were they hinted that Georgiou straps it on for her? I mean, because that would seem like
it really seemed like it to me.
Yeah, because they did say that Georgiou went both ways for the mirror universe.
Yeah, it really felt. Just how they interacted. They looked like they were going to start making out when she met up with.
Well, yeah,
Michael
the mirror
Spock.
universe it definitely seems like Mikey's the bitch.
Yeah,
go ahead.
She's the empress. She can go any way she wants.
That's true.
It's her universe. She can screw whatever.
Well, and they went so
animate, whatever. Yeah.
They went so Roman Emperor too with the Mirror Universe Emperors, and that was kind of my thought too. It's like, okay, well, they're going to be sleeping with their family members. They're going to be doing all kinds, and she was just adopted too. So it wasn't like they were related or anything.
Well, they're also trying to have it both ways. It's rated M for mature, but they don't go there really, except for a couple of F-bombs that can be easily edited out for syndication purposes.
Yeah.
They're afraid to go all the way on it.
No. You didn't say that right. It's rated M for mature.
Yeah, Tyler Bioshock says, wait, I missed the part where Michelle Yeoh is by. I'm like, no, I don't think she is, but they sort of hinted that Empress Philippa Augustus Tiberius Centaurius Magnum Opus.
Yeah, she was in bed with those Orions.
Magnum PI.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
ended up in like the last episode. I don't think you guys got there yet on your Trek logs.
I keep saying who wrote who wrote that thing for the titles, like Mel Brooks. I mean,
Yeah.
geez, like,
Torquemada, do not look to him for mercy. Torquemada, do not look to him for pity. Face it, folks, you can't torque him out of anything.
I'm a stand-up philosopher. I just boy, my arm's tired. But anyway,
Quit
Yeah,
watching
like I said-
Pornhub, you dork.
but yeah, it seems like they didn't take much influence from the actual Mirror Universe episode of Star Trek Mirror Mirror, and they just like went right to Caligula. that's what's like Caligula in space. That's what.
But then
it
we're
was.
afraid to commit to
Exactly.
actually doing Caligula in space.
No.
That would have been cool.
No, you show like Mirror Empress her hand up like Michael Burnham's the fisting scene.
feeling her up at least, you know.
Yeah.
And then people are bringing up in the chat evil Kira.
And bring in the
Yeah.
farm animals, whatever.
Michael, these are just as firm as I remember. You know, grab you know. Ooh, you've been working out. Your ass is in good shape. And then ready for me to pound it later. just
Jeez.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they needed Helen Mirren if they wanted to go full on Caligula.
Young Helen
Been there,
Mirren,
done
yeah.
that, still making for the lawsuit.
Oh.
When I was in Rome, actually, I saw the tunnel where Caligula was stabbed. I'm like, oh, really? Cool.
Hmm.
But anyway, I digress.
There's been a lot of tunnels that Caligula stabbed. Oh.
Yeah, MK Ultra. I agree. Caligula in space. Take all my money. I'm like,
That was
yeah,
a highbrow joke. You guys should have gotten it.
Yeah. And like I said, Caligula in space would have been interesting. Would have been something different. But you don't need to do Star Trek as Caligula in space.
Caligula in space. Sorry.
Now I want
think-
to go in space. Thanks.
Caligula almost sounds
I
like a
think-
sci-fi title if you had no clue what it was.
Exactly.
I've existed since the morning of the world. I shall exist till the last star falls from the night. Though I have taken the form of Caius Caligula, I am all menace. I am the
Now
man
wait a
of the
minute here,
fire.
bro. This world is like, like the world of Star Trek is supposed to be free and open. Wouldn't they have like a USS Caligula where it's like the hippie ship?
Party bird.
It's like all the people who don't want to participate in anything else, but they just want to fuck and do drugs and do whatever all day long.
Well, the
That's all
Garden of
ship
Eden,
is.
the Garden of Eden episode. Remember, I mean, that was like supposed to be like Caligula in space. All the hippies were on their way to the former free love colony. Remember?
True, that's a
Oh,
good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of the episode? Garden of Eden.
The way to Eden.
That'd get old after like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yes, thank you.
Unless you make it all about everybody killing each other, but then all of a sudden we've got Game of Thrones in space again. So, yeah.
Just go to Risa. Yeah, actually, someone just pointed out. Just go to Risa. But Risa is supposed to be more like hedonism in Jamaica. You know, be naughty for a week.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
The pleasure planet. Not like you don't have that on the holodeck anyway.
Yeah. I mean, jeez.
Actually, they had gone with Caligula in space. The part was like, hey, that's supposed to be the Romulan shtick. Roman stuff,
I don't know if I
You
want to
tell
see
us no.
Romulans getting it on. No, that'd be kind of boring. Maybe not.
I don't know. Romulans would be fun. Vulcans would be
They might be
boring,
pretty
so-
wild. Oh yeah, Vulcans would probably be more boring.
They'd be boring, yeah.
No,
Pon Far,
Vulcans
they
be
get
more
all
fun.
wild and shit, don't they?
Yeah, they get
Yes.
like really, really like they almost get like Klingons. They form this
Like some BDSM shit.
well, and they form this
that's
kind of
it, yeah.
psychic bond, and they form this they kind of
Oh, there's gonna be bondage. All right.
they're almost addicted to the other person's pheromones, basically.
No, the Pon Far is very misunderstood by because there's some talking about when we find Spock, he's going to a first Pon Far. No, Amok Time was his first Pon Far. It's kind of implied in the dialogue that because he thought he had escaped this, but the ancient drives are too strong. This is the first time he's going through it.
Boys, tape your asshole shut. We're gonna go save Spock.
Spock's going through Ponfar. That's right, Jim. It is far. It's way too far.
This joke has gone so far, it's impossible.
Patrick Ollinger, Rob, is there a sci-fi
dead,
movie
Jim.
where there's a rock band in space? No, but there should be. That would be awesome. A rock band on tour in space. Damn, man.
Well, there's a scene in Heavy Metal where the Devo kind of.
Yeah,
They're not quite a
that's
rock
kinda
band, but it'd be
close.
similar to that, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Are you sure we're
Dude,
going the right way, man?
Dude, one thing I know how to do is fly when I'm stoned.
I have
I did
been
it.
to Mars 17 times. I know how to get there. It's left of Jupiter and then wait, or is it right of Saturn and left of Jupiter? I forget, but it's there, man. It's big and red.
Hey, man, all we got to do is take a left at the Big Dipper,
Man, you just worry about like the interior. I'll worry about the exterior, man. Just get that shag carpeting up on the ceiling like you're supposed to, man. Here's a staple gun.
Man, I told you the hydraulics aren't going to work in space, man.
They could if we do it right, man. We have to pretend. I'll watch. I'll bump the stick. Poof.
Hey, man, all we do, we just float around. That's all we do, man. We just
We're high, man. We're high as fuck, man. That's the whole point.
Oh, man, we get real high in space, man.
As long as we don't run into any more moons, we'll be okay.
Oh, that would be way more interesting than what we got. Really would.
Cheech and Chong in space, yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing they didn't. That's really the only thing they didn't do.
And we're like really high. That's all I know, man. Cheech and Chong on Star Trek. Who let these idiots on board?
Well,
got some good weed.
Well, that's the one thing on the Orville. They said, weed is legal. They had the cannabis edible.
Brownie, huh?
Yeah, so you get that,
Well, it makes sense in the future because they're enlightened in this version of Star Trek, the Orville.
When the truth is found.
And she's the first officer. He had the privileges,
I shouldn't
Oh
make
my
that
God!
brownie,
Look at
but it was so good. Gooey.
all these colors. All these
another
colors.
Do we have any more of those brownies? Does anybody else hear that?
It's just weed. It's not LSD. How they treat like hot scenes in movies like it's LSD.
Yeah, you can tell
Gail
Rob's
to-
never done pot. Yes.
No.
I've never done the pots, but I don't want to hallucinate. I don't need an Oreo chasing me and trying to eat me.
That's LSD.
That's LSD, my friend. That's not pot. And that's bad LSD.
Stay away from the brown acid.
Yeah, the orange is fine.
Hey, man, brown acid, man, it's gonna kill you. Yeah,
The orange is great. Yeah, like she said.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what Grace Slick was saying at Woodstock. She's like, "Yeah, I don't know about the brown, but we got a whole lot of orange." So they were on the orange stuff, and she was saying how like everything was just vibrating when she was on stage.
Yeah, they call it freaking.
Yeah.
I'm going to see Louis Black tomorrow. And he talks about first time he did psilocybin.
Yeah,
He said he was at a fast food restaurant and he heard a zipper behind him, and he turned around, he looked up, and the sky had a zipper in it. And he goes, "Stop it now!" And he goes, because he forgot, imagine monkeys or warlocks or whatever flew out of it, or what about penis came out of it? Holy fuck! He goes, so I can't imagine.
Freudian.
Yes, because because of that, I won't be running for president. So.
Oh, it's Tyler Bioshock Rodriguez bringing up Grace Slick. We got that story straight from her. She was doing an art showing in a gallery down in the tech center in Denver.
oh, nice.
Yeah, but she has no just sitting style. She can hit any art style and very good at it too.
Mm-hmm.
From kind of cartoony all the way to almost photorealistic. But I wanted to clarify something because basically it was her and Abby Hoffman. She got an invite to one
to
of
Nixon.
Nixon's daughters.
It was Pat, I think it was Pat Nixon, wasn't it? His daughter? No.
I think they're talking about something like that in the chat right now.
I think
too.
it's Julie Nixon, actually.
They're talking about spiking Nixon's drink with LSD.
Yeah, they were because Grace Slick had gone to the same girls' school.
The prep school.
Same prep school, and she got an invite under her old name.
Under Grace Wing, yeah.
She got this thing, and she called up Abby Hoffman saying, "Guess what? We're going to the White House."
Didn't they make a movie about
and
that?
The plan was they were going to spike the punch bowl with LSD, and see what Richard Nixon was like when he was stoned and tripping out of his mind.
I thought they made a movie about that.
Because they got caught at the door.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in an alternate universe.
And I remember her saying, like, well, I was invited.
I got an invite. No, you're not getting there because they recognize her. She's already in the interview, so like, not going to happen.
Somebody needs to make a movie where they actually are successful.
But it would have been interesting. I have what's
Could you
going on, so
imagine?
I can't do a thing right now.
Could you imagine if it did happen? The whole country might be completely different now.
Come on.
Yeah.
There we go. Almost.
Rob, we need to write that movie.
We do.
There we go.
Hey, check it out. Hey, man, check it out. We go to put the LSD in the punch bowl.
Oh, wow, man.
The captain's chair was actually quite comfortable. And I spent a lot of time in that chair, too. For some point, they're going to physically throw me off the set.
I understand you boys are the Cheech and the Chong. I'm glad to meet you. Yeah, man, we're Cheech and Chong, man.
I am not a stoner.
He's a cop, man.
My head must keep going down over here.
Yo, man, can we trust this guy Nixon, man? He might on us.
I think he's a
He
cop,
might
man.
us.
I don't know,
nah, man, he's just real square.
The head of the cops.
He's
like the man. Whenever we talk about the man, he's the man.
He's the man. Oh,
isn't he?
Yeah. Nixon used to have a fire in the White House fireplace in August. He used to light the fire in the White House in the Oval Office fireplace, and then the fireplace and the air conditioning used to duke it out for supremacy. I'm like,
it's because the motherfucker's burning shit.
Yeah.
I gotta burn all these papers.
Throw another tape on the fire. Oh yeah.
They burn much better.
They don't burn like film.
Oh boy. So anyway, what we got any more Star Trek news besides the apology tour continues? But I don't see how this cannot be the part of the apology tour, because this is not saying sorry for anything. This is like flipping off the audience, the Georgian show.
Yep, doubling down.
They may think it's an apology. Here, they like her.
I'm not even convinced. No. I'm not even convinced it's happening, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
I mean, as I pointed out in our video earlier, this is something that's been brought up in the news cycle before, potentially before Kurtzman was even on board. Seems like they're getting away from Star Trek Discovery other than the shorts as much as possible.
Yeah.
So to do another series in that same universe makes absolutely no sense, unless that's what the second half of Star Trek Discovery season 2 is going to be. They get rid of the rest of the cast and it's just surrounding. They give Michelle Yeoh, and that's the only main actor you have, to where it's a very cheap, you know what I mean, to cut costs, because that's the whole thing, is they blew their budget already, supposedly.
Yeah. So every episode's gonna be a bottle episode from now on.
But no, do you get what I'm saying though? Because I haven't seen it yet, but there's supposed to be a deleted scene on the Blu-ray that sets up some more Section 31 shit.
Yeah. Well, I think
that was on Twitter, right?
Yeah. And so what if? So what if they do that? They set up in season 2 that they're going to spin off into this Yeoh shit on Section 31, and then they don't have the rest of the cast. She's the only big main actress. It's really concentrated, less money spent on the show. Maybe that's what they'll do for the second half, but I doubt it. I think this is actually old news getting recycled because there's nothing else to talk about.
Kind of like when Michael B. Jordan comes up in the news every time. It's just an old story. Like, hey, Michael B. Jordan needs press. Let's dig this back up.
Or we don't have anything to talk about, so we'll talk about hey, is it time for a Black Batman?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, we're going to the Tab Hunter biopic. How about Michael B. Jordan?
Well, what else is there to talk about? The Grinch is doing well. Whoop-de-doo. It's the 4th time he stole Christmas. Spoilers.
I was watching Family Guy. And that's that story about Joe being shot by the Grinch. That's why he's in the wheelchair. That's hysterical.
But I mean, come on. I mean, really, what the fuck is going on? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah,
Venom is huge in China.
It's
Whoop-de-doo. I mean,
Well, that's a twist. Yeah.
it's a pretty slow news cycle. I said we're gonna finally get to the point where Idris Elba is going to be playing Michael B. Jordan. So,
Idris Elba is Michael B. Jordan in Spider-Man versus Batman versus Jesus Part 2.
yeah, actually, we did get some casting
Playing
news.
all of them.
We did get a little bit of casting news. Carl Weathers is going to be in The Mandalorian.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Dusting him
Why?
off for that.
Someone needs pizza money.
Has he really done anything since Happy Gilmore?
no, I don't think so. I like Carl Weathers just fine.
He should have been in the Expendables.
Yeah,
What the fuck, Sly?
Give him time. Yeah.
Way to give your guy the shaft there, buddy.
If they get Expendables 4 going, that might be why. I thought he was dead for one thing, firstly.
Hey, you know, Paulo, you should be in the Expendables. But I want $1 million for being in a minute of the movie. You're greedy and lazy, just like Bruce Willis.
yeah. But like I said, this is
I don't know.
and
what happened.
no, but
I'm
I
just
keep
making
calling-
shit up.
I keep calling this the apology tour, the Lucasfilm apology tour. And they Screen Rant actually had a bit today or yesterday or whatever it was. And Screen Rant is just becoming a poor man's version of CBR. I can't stand either.
You didn't let me have son of a bitch. You cut me off. You son of a bitch.
Anyway, Screen Rant is like I said, Screen Rant is CBR with just like everybody's just trying to get access now. And everything looks like press releases, really.
CBS All Access? Oh no.
Oh. But they were talking about the course correction for Star Wars.
was that?
What the hell?
Sound like a lion. It's like
is there
somebody's
a mountain,
sneezing. Bless you.
Is there a mountain lion loose in there in Starbucks? Holy
That's
cow.
that's Steph actually. Yes, they heard your sneeze.
Sorry, guys.
Bless you.
That's bless you. This is live, people. This is what we're about.
Welcome to
That's
live
great.
broadcast.
Yeah. But anyway, I was saying about how this is everybody, all these websites are just jockeying for access,
Yeah.
and they're saying, "You're welcome." Screen Rant is saying that that the course correction isn't what we think it means. Like, well, what could it mean? I'm like, that's the only thing it does mean. And
A course correction is a course correction. You're doing something wrong. That's a way of admitting that you're doing something wrong. It's a nice way of admitting it, but still. It is what it is, man. I mean, even Iger came out and said mistakes were made. It's like we got to clean this shit up. We got to course correct. And that's exactly
Simplest
what
course correction. Change the title next to episode 8, declare a mulligan, and just get back on the original game plan.
Or like I said, just start the movie with Rey dropping the lightsaber. She's still in Maz Kanata's little thing and saying, "Oh my God, I just had the weirdest vision." There you go. Start it from there. You hearing me, JJ?
Yeah. Oh, I sent a tweet direct to Mark Hamill. Look, James Button put in JJ's. Look, just make it episode 8. Start over. Go back to Ireland. Start that scene all over.
Call it Mulligan. We don't care.
Yeah.
Star Wars, the Jedi takes a mulligan. I declare a do-over.
I'm kidding. Don't get off my lawn. Come here.
Yeah, right. But they were so quick to point out that but the Last Jedi wasn't a failure. It still made $1 billion. I'm like, yeah, but people hated it. Lots of bad movies make money.
Yeah, and then it hurt the next movie.
Transformers.
Transformers. That's a totally different movie.
And the other thing Stream-MEAD was quick to point out, Ryan Johnson's trilogy is still happening. It's still happening. I'm like, yeah, no, it ain't.
That movie's happening. You know it. Don't say my movie's not happening.
Yes, Ryan, your movie is happening.
That's right. And if anybody knows, it's Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, Ryan. Yes, Ryan. Ryan.
Yes, Kathy.
Okay.
I'll tell you. Do you have any experience gardening?
Like
That
what?
one's empty.
Well, I have a bush that needs trimming, if you know what I mean.
Lovely. I'll get right on that.
Yes, you will, Ryan, because you're my bitch now.
Yes, Miss Kennedy.
Uh,
I'll be at the bar.
well, Ryan, you're not old enough to drink, are you? Mm-hmm. You act like a child. Certainly, you would drink like a child. Get in some titty milk. All right, I'm wearing my nursing bra for you. Special, just what the doctor ordered.
I thought we were going to do this in front of people.
Oh, don't you know I get off on exhibitionism? Okay.
I noticed Cartman shifts into Darkwing Duck at some point there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our idea for the next.
Let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous.
That's our idea for the next Trek log. The animation is the continuing adventures of Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, and Ryan Johnson is just Cartman with a beard.
Yep.
But like I said,
I made Looper, goddammit.
yes, you did. You did. You made Looper. And why don't you? And I have some hair. Maybe you can loop for me. Ooh.
You're obsessed with your pubic hair, Mrs. Kathleen Kennedy.
Yes, I am
I
obsessed.
was saying nothing. I'm gonna say nice about the Starbucks have been putting up with us for quite a while here. So
You got us playing live out there.
they've been very. No, I got the headphones in, such as they are. I keep cutting out. I mean,
Hi, people at
yeah.
Starbucks. Yeah, no.
yeah, they've been.
Yeah, Tyron Ranger says I spent way too much time thinking about Johnson and Kennedy together. No, actually, I don't. It's just all, you know.
What's that? Somebody's at Starbucks.
Stream of
Do they
subconsciousness.
have
Yeah.
Earl Grey tea hot?
Actually, they do.
Can I get
They
one?
do. It's $6 for a cup of tea, probably, right?
$6?
Yes.
I can get blown for $6.
A couple dollars more, you could be smoking crack.
Shit.
Truth be told, most of us getting hot water and using our own tea bags, but that's another issue.
And I'm from the fucking future.
Oh boy, let me
That's
peruse
outrageous.
what else is in the news here. Oh boy, like I said, we were talking about Johnny Quest a couple nights ago. No more than that. Elvis
Rebecca,
Presley.
are you choking to death over there? Because you got your thing muted. I know you were waiting on your supper.
Yeah, I'm trying not to like crunch in your ear. I have tater tots and chicken nuggets. So.
I figured you were trying to eat, and then you started laughing and
It's
probably
bring it up for the entire
Yeah.
class.
asphyxiated.
Yeah. You know, actually, I was just thinking that. Did you know how well it actually works and how much it makes sense that Ryan Johnson, as Cartman, would be banging Kathleen Kennedy because they're both such kind of. Oh, I don't want to say they're horrible people, but they definitely are kind of franchise ruiners. So, yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Well,
to
that
me.
and Ryan's just such a kiss up. Suck
Mhm.
up, whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just picture him crying through the whole thing. Oh God, no! It's worse than rape. It's worse than rape. Oh.
No, he would probably puke in her face because it's South Park.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like Sam
Cartman.
Kinison. Sounds like something Sam Kinison would say. Oh no, it's worse than rape. It's worse than rape.
As unfortunate, there's too many people here. I can't do a full blown.
No, I picture him more like he is with his girlfriend in the last season, where he wants her, then he doesn't have her, and he wants her back or whatever. Then he gets her back, and then he doesn't want to be around her, and then she breaks up with him, and then that whole thing.
Yeah.
I picture that because it's like He's so forces female pro. He's got I don't know if he even bats for the right team.
Cartman.
No, well, Ryan Johnson. I'm starting to wonder. So I don't know if he'd be even interested in Kathleen Kennedy, is what I'm saying.
So he's basically Paul Feig without that sense of humor.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not quite sure he's as straight as he acts like he is. He's just married to a woman because it would be so anti-feminist to get married to a guy. That's what
Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. Of course.
No, not that there's anything wrong. Give me one of
that.
those. Give me your Seinfeld. Yeah, thank you, Rob. No, I'm not saying that at all because I have quite a few people in my life that are, whatever. So it doesn't matter. It's just, I just get that feeling.
Ryan, I heard you might not like women. Well, I can fix that.
Oh, you fixed it.
Even if I don't succeed, it's still going to be a lot of fun now, won't it?
Liberace already. Leave me alone.
Oh God.
That was the sound of a train wreck.
Oh
Ladies and
man.
gentlemen.
Oh my God, that was
Now I'm crying. Thank you. I'm gonna start coughing here. I'm gonna mute myself again.
Must humbly apologize to the 83 viewers out there and the one that we just lost because there was 84 before.
And of the Liberace estate.
Oh my!
Liberace estate's coming now. Not only do we have everybody else, so yeah.
Ryan Liberace. Oh, I have a sequin cape for you that you can wear just special for me.
Well, and look at the whole Kylo chess scene, for fuck's sake. Now you can't tell me a gay guy didn't film that.
Now here's a Kickstarter goal for. I need a new laptop.
CD Horde says we lost it. Yeah, we lost it a long time ago.
Who said we ever had it?
Come on.
Yeah,
Like the
that's
X-Men and the
insinuating we had it.
Cheech and Chong's Star Trek or Star Wars was really fun too.
Second Man played. So no news this weekend. No, there's really not a whole lot of news. I mean, not with we're 2 weeks out from Thanksgiving. If you're listening to overseas, that's the holiday where we all eat turkey and be thankful that we're eating turkey. And then the Friday after Thanksgiving,
Sports
we
ball.
watch sports ball, and then we all rush out to the sports.
Just sending the food coma on the sofa.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And then you all go shopping for shit you don't need or shit you can't afford for people who don't want it. Yeah.
Punch some old lady in the face for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my iPod, bitch!
Yeah.
Capitalism.
You buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need for a bunch of people who don't want it with money you don't have.
Ricky, you always shovel my sidewalk. That's every other fucking day of the week. Fuck you, that's my iPod. And these are my Air Jordans. You don't even need them.
PS4, give me!
That was for my grandson, Pete. Well, fuck Pete and fuck you. I'll be over tomorrow to shovel your sidewalk.
Actually, we gained 2 listeners.
Hello. Oh, I'm seeing
81. No, we lost him.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
we lost. We lost.
Oh,
We're losing them left
80.
and right.
Oh, they're dropping like flies.
Oh, no. Tom needs to shut up.
Okay.
81. Oh. Second one back in.
CD Horde says he doesn't Thanksgiving, but I'm betting the new. Anyways, Thanksgiving related. I'm betting the Avengers trailer is going to be shown during Thanksgiving during one of the football games.
Maybe we got another. I think they're going to hold it off until just before Captain Marvel. Maybe
Avengers trailer.
Maybe because we don't have it till May.
Yeah,
and they don't
Patrick
like
Ollinger
to release too many of their trailers ahead of other movies.
Yeah, Patrick Ollinger says, "How's Ren? We haven't seen her in a while. Ren's in law school.
Yeah, we're
Ren's
talking
actually
about bringing back Ladies' Night or something here. working on
Oh,
something.
yes,
maybe.
it's ladies' night. And it's yes, right. It's going to be ladies' night soon, but there's only going to be one lady here.
Is it me?
Ryan Johnson's looking.
Is it me?
It's all about you, Mecca. No, tell us a little bit about this deal now, because Rob and I aren't really allowed to talk too much about this situation, so we're gonna have to skate around it. But you had an issue where you had a video flagged and had to take it down.
Well, yeah. So I got into it on a social media platform with somebody where I quoted. Basically, what I did, the Star Trek writers' room put out a thing on a social media platform that I'm not going to name names just in case we get flagged, where they said, "Tell us what you guys thought of Calypso." So I said, "Well, surely you're aware that people refer to it as Short Bus Trek," and that was my first thing. That was what I said,
Cue
and
the
I
usual
had.
suspects.
Well, yeah, and I didn't call it that in the message in the post. I didn't say any of that, but I had a certain, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get flagged again. A certain designer that might work on a certain makeup competition show and might have designed certain James Cameron movies about that are kind of ripoffs of Pocahontas in space, and might have worked on some Star Trek sort of properties, but I can't name names, obviously. Who ended up getting pretty upset that I quoted something that he said really nasty about me, or in response to me. So yeah, I'm not gonna say what he said, but if you guys
Fuck
know,
that, say it.
I'd have to find it. I'd have to find it. but-
Paraphrase it.
Basically, so a lot of people, including this person, got very butthurt that they said, "Oh, you're taking shots at people with disabilities when you call it that." Like, first off, I'm quoting what people are saying. I'm not telling you guys anything to your face. Second off, yeah, read what I said in the post. Read what I said. Yeah, so I made a whole video saying this person can't read because, well, they didn't read exactly what I said.
Triggered much?
Yeah, and I had a whole bunch of people SJW virtue signaling on me about, I'm offended because this person's with disability, or I'm taking shots at people with disabilities, and this. No, I'm saying that people are complaining how mentally stunted the writing is in Star Trek Discovery and on all of these things, and they're kind of comparing it to and that their term Short Bus Trek is out there. So yeah, so that video got flagged and was taken down, but silly them, they didn't realize it was snipped from a live stream. I didn't say that. That might still be up. But yeah, so
yeah. That's just bullshit. I'm sorry.
I dragged out no Bloom County cartoon in response on that one. It's from 1982, but it's like everyone's getting offended and this and offended that. Oh my God, life is offensive. Ah!
You know what? It's ridiculous. We've gotten to this PC culture where people think that they can virtue signal about anything and everything.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And I've even had people comment to me saying, "Yes, but I'm offended because you know damn well that you're taking shots at people." I'm like, actually, no. What I said, I'm not taking shots against any person. I'm not saying anybody with any sort of disability are bad or wrong or less than. I'm saying that Star Trek should not be catering to this sort of low IQ mentality in the United States that we have now. And Star Trek used to be intellectual and give debates and give this hopeful, optimistic look for the future with having debates of these deeply philosophical and social issues. And we don't have that anymore. We've just got bang bang explosion. Here's a noise to know when to look up. So I'm not taking shots at anybody with any sort of any differently abled person. I'm not taking shots at any of that.
No, they're trying to use that as an excuse to go after you. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't make this shit up.
No.
You're not being condescending in any way with anybody with any kind of disabilities.
No.
They're the ones who are being offended by it. Fuck them.
Exactly.
It's this big whole
Who can be
I don't know
offended?
the word.
It's
Yeah.
who can get the most woke points? Who can get the most likes on their social media? Who can prove that they're the most politically correct and they're the
The
most?
day is not complete until they're offended by something.
Yeah.
Mr. PC, believe you me, I'm the ultimate king.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys should hear that song. I wish we could make that our theme song. I don't know. Meatloaf did it. I don't know if he did it originally or if he redid it, but it's called "Where the Rubber Meets the Road." It's all about this PC bullshit. Like the whole song is.
Yeah.
And it's
I think
like,
one of the responses to Brandon was I think they posted a link to the Eagles' "Get Over It."
that's another one good one too. Yeah. But that's basically what the song's kind of about. Like
take it to the last, you know.
There's like one of the best parts of the song is there's a line like, you know, lawyers in the back seat getting it on videotape, both of them screaming they got raped. You know, it's like the whole fucking song is full of that kind of shit. And that's the song is from like 10, 15, 20 years ago, actually.
Yeah. That's when a lot of this started. You know, this is when PCU came out. This is when George Carlin started getting annoyed by this stuff. Except it wasn't even so much liberals who were getting offended by everything back then, I don't think. I mean, I remember like the PMRC and the moral majority and all that crap trying to censor music because they were offended by everything. You know,
Like, the song was written by Don Henley, for God's sakes, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Save Walden Pond. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not like it's called Lick My Love Pump.
No.
It's beautiful. What do you call that?
No, what kind of got me in this is Mr. Neville, you know, Fern Gully designer ripoff thing. It's like talking about. He's going on about, you know, they're not true Star Trek. But you don't know true Star Trek fans very well, do you?
No, they don't.
No, and that's what they always get.
Fans back in the day used to get right to the studio one. How come the transporter flashes 3 times in this episode and twice in that one and 4 times in another? We've always been picky.
Yeah.
We've always been very picky about this sort of thing.
We pay attention to details.
Yes.
We pay attention to the inner workings of the ships. We pay attention to the technology, the writing, the continuity. We pay attention to this stuff because we're nerds. That's why you have William Shatner saying, you know, get over it, you bunch of nerds or whatever.
I was going to say, isn't that what that whole skit was about? Is they're asking him questions that he can't answer because they're like too technical and shit? Yeah.
You're safe in the room. What was the combination? Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
Get a life.
Because everyone forgets before he did that sketch. I hope this fans have a real good sense of humor. I'm in real trouble just about now.
No, it's just it's so upsetting and frustrating that, you know, they find one little thing that you didn't even say. And I even lost my cool on there. I'm like, oh God, of course you're you're just retarded if you're gonna say that, right? And he's like, oh my God, it wasn't this other, it was somebody else in the thread. He was like, oh my God, what kind of an adult in this day and age uses the word retarded? Don't you know how offensive that is? Well, I'm sorry, maybe fucking billionaires like Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Seth MacFarlane use those type of words. Maybe I'm repeating stuff that those type of people say because they're intellectual. Their IQs are higher than their shoe size.
Well,
they're billionaires.
my kid's disabled technically, and he gets called that sometimes. You know what I tell him to say to people when they say that? Retarded would actually mean that I was one way and now I'm another. So I'm not retarded. I've always been this way.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there, because retarded, the insinuation of the word retarded means it was one way and then degraded to another.
Yeah.
To degree,
Or degraded, however you want to say
tech
it.
man, there's auto manuals. So we're talking about retarding, you know, the timing on a distributor time. You turn back, you know, so.
And I just use that. I don't use that to pick on anybody with any mental disabilities.
No, it doesn't even technically fit the meaning. Down syndrome, it does not mean somebody is quote unquote retarded. That would mean that they were born without Down syndrome and then caught it.
Yeah. Unlike,
that's basically what. That's why these PC people don't like it though when you get real technical with them.
oh no, because then they just block you or mute you. So I ended up actually getting locked out of my Twitter account. I think it was because I posted pictures. I think it might have been because I posted a few pictures. So I ended up blocking the one guy, and I think it was just because I posted a whole bunch of pictures at once of, you know, the actual screenshot where it says short bus trek, which wasn't my video, it was somebody else's video, but we'll get into that. I don't want to call out who that was, but Yeah, so I'm like, this is why I say people. You guys need to learn what people say. Like, pay attention to the words. People don't pay attention to the words. They pay attention to what they feel you said, and they react to what you think,
Right.
what they think you said.
Right.
And so yeah, and I ended up blocking one guy, and I had somebody else that I know like actually continue to argue with this guy. So I even put in there, dude, I blocked you, sweetie, because you jumped on my ass, and I got locked out of my Twitter account after you threatened me because you said enjoy your karma. Yeah, because that's kind of a threat. If you're kind of and this is right after I already knew all the other stuff of like, or right around the same time I knew that okay, people are like CBS has paid shills that are going on flagging channels. Maybe this is somebody who's a paid shill flagging.
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. We don't know for a fact. This is just the information that I've been handed. And yeah.
Well, and to go back to like, you were saying about how words and how they're being used, and speaking of South Park, they even did a whole episode on the word fag.
Yeah.
And how it doesn't mean what it used to.
Or that's gay. You don't
Yeah.
who is homosexual or not. You're just saying this is stupid. I mean, it's synonymous. People use words in a way that they don't mean any offense by. They just use that as like in South Park especially. They use the term, oh, well, that's just gay, as it's stupid. This is a stupid thing. That's lame. They replace the word lame or stupid because that was the time they grew up in.
Right. Yeah, they talk like how kids talked back then. Yeah. It's like, really, the kids talk like 80s kids, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, because Trey Parker and Matt Stone are about my age. So yeah, what grown adult says that? People like Trey Parker and Matt Stone say that. People like, they just have billions of dollars behind them to back them up on it.
Well, not only that, they know how to use it to make a point.
Yeah, exactly. And when I do make the point, I get blocked on these social media platforms, which I'm not saying which ones they are. I get blocked on them. I get called out. I get virtue signaled to death over what they think I said and not what I said. They pick one word out of a sentence, and I'm not gonna back down from this shit. I'm not gonna like let somebody bully me off of social media or YouTube for that matter. And that video, I did get that video deleted because you know what? It's just too much of a pain in the ass to edit around any sort of images because the flag was you violated YouTube service by using somebody's personal information, even if it's on a public forum out there for everybody to see. I wasn't and I don't even know if this person flagged me. It might have been something completely other than this person flagging me.
See, I don't know if that's that doesn't even count for that. You say something on a I don't give a shit. You say something out there, and this is coming from a quasi-journalist. If it's out there in the public domain on social media, tough shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The internet never forgets.
No.
And you can go out, you know what you should do? Just do the video, put it out there, but with a completely different picture over that video through the whole video. You don't need to have pictures on anything. They can kiss your ass.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna remake
that were out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna remake the video and say exactly what was said, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to go dance around who it was, and I'm gonna do exactly like what I did. Yeah, I'm gonna remake the video.
Well, I already pretty much know who you're talking about, and you haven't even actually told me who it was. I just know you were having some issues because I was busy working on our other video earlier, so I didn't have a chance to check it out. Yeah, but you had told me a little bit about it. But yeah, it's just I can't get too much into it because I was already told by Andre that we're not going to discuss it, and it's certain things like that I can't get into and personal wise. So it's silly. If you're somebody out there if that's your last resort to try and just defend this atrocity, then I think the war has already been won by the other side. I mean, that's just some dirty shit.
If they're so pissed at one little YouTuber with less than 10,000 subscribers, if they're so scared that they're going after one little YouTuber with less than 10,000 subscribers, 5,000 of which are from gaming. Those people don't watch my channel anymore, by the way. If they're so scared about what I'm saying, what does that say about Star Trek Discovery? What does that say? Like they're so scared.
It doesn't have the clout it used to. That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's the audience they're attracting to jump off the thing because he said a naughty word. Oh my god!
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that are fighting for their jobs right now. Let's be real.
I tweeted so many things, so many nasty comments I've gotten about anti-discovery videos. Just when I give something like a bad review, just when I complain about an article, and I've had so many people who give me basically death threats, basically cussing me out, misspelling, saying using the word you instead of your, or instead you're using the letter U instead of the word you. Just F this, CUNT, this, that, and that. A lot of them at the Star Trek writers' room, and I said, these are the people who you're writing for. This is your Discovery fan base. These are the people who hate me.
These are the ones defending your shit.
These are the people defending your show. You guys need to up your game and think about who you're actually catering to.
These are your fans. Aren't you proud?
Yeah. Just look at my Twitter history. I've sent countless screenshots of just hate comments that I've gotten, misspelled all to crap. Just people I have to basically say, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can tell YouTube that you don't want my channel to show up in your recommendations, and all these people who don't even know how to use YouTube, they're saying, oh my God, I hate you, kill yourself, delete your channel. And it's misspelled all over the place, all these things. And I've screenshotted them and my responses, and I've tweeted them at the Star Trek writers' room, just so they know exactly the type of people.
And that's the thing, is they should have a fan base like the Expanse has.
Yeah.
A fan base who's going to get out there for the show, because let's face it, there's independent, news sources now that are reporting shit that we've been reporting for a year. And we were told that we're going to start seeing this shit because the Discovery doesn't have the protection around it used to. Moonves is gone. His regime is gone.
Well, when you write a show that you have to be an idiot to appreciate, guess what? Your audience is going to be made up of idiots. So,
yeah.
If they want CBS All Access to continue and to be a success, they need Star Trek to be a success. And basically, if you check out our live on the main channel, do check it out, because it breaks down a lot of this stuff and how we're not the ones that are the only ones reporting this shit anymore. So it's like, look at this, guys. This show is not as watched as everybody thinks it is. It's probably more pirated than it is actually watched on CBS All Access.
Pirates waiting for me.
So apparently, the Calypso episode took about a day and a half to even reach the pirate sites. It was
which is bad.
Yeah, you could not find it anywhere.
Because I even check them out once in a while just to see how things are going.
Exactly.
I don't pirate shit.
No, I don't pirate anything.
Nobody cares enough to be able to want to.
Usually, a show pops up within minutes, if not an hour, half hour of when it aired.
Yeah, this one took like a couple of days from what I heard.
Yeah, we just got a couple of days ago, from our usual connection.
That means nobody gives a fuck.
That means nobody cared. Nobody was watching it. Nobody cared enough to send it out there to the pirate sites. And this is one of the things that the shows that like Game of Thrones uses to kind of judge how popular it is. And because it's what
Game of Thrones is out there right away.
Yeah,
like the ink doesn't even dry, and that sumbitch is up.
Yeah. And that's how you know how popular a show is how quick it's pirated, how many people want to watch it, how many people are going to go out of their way to pirate something. And obviously I don't pirate anything. For me, I just I don't want to watch the damn thing.
No, but we have to look into this too, because they are looking at this. They take this shit into consideration. And when you have a situation like this, especially when it's not as popular as a show like Game of Thrones, when it's the opposite, you know that most of these people are pirating it not because they want to see it or or they don't have access to CBS All Access or whatever. Because first of all, outside of the US and Canada, it's on Netflix. So most of the 40 million people have access to it outside of the US.
Yep.
Roughly 40 million, somewhere in there.
Yep. But
in the US, barely 4 million homes. As far as we know, barely 4 million homes have access to this. And that's actually combined with Showtime numbers. And we just did the report, and the report was out there independently, had nothing to do with us. They didn't even quote us or anything. And there's a few other ones that haven't been either. And I think they may be doing it on purpose. I don't know. I don't really care. Point is, the shit's getting out there, and it's stuff that we've been reporting on for a long time. And ever since they had that spike in people that signed up after the first episode of Discovery was on CBS, They've done nothing but lose customers or not even nearly gain as many as they were before Discovery was on.
Yep.
Which is saying something.
They're so afraid.
Which means,
of
you're that many more customers than you're gaining, basically.
Yep.
There's that joke from the Ruddles. I mean, people were signing up just to drop subscriptions. You know, they were pretty much. They were
that was referring to the record burning, but it's true. It's that fucking idiotic. It's like people, and they were trying to keep them hanging on with free months and all this other kind of shit. And that's why they were doing it, because this was such a loss leader for them. In no way, shape, or form, actually a loss leader pay anything for it. Netflix footed the bill. So this was all just them trying to build a fan base for CBS All Access, and it didn't fucking work. It was it was one of those things where you had, basically, if someone says, I'm going to make doohickeys, okay? And And I want you to help me make doohickeys. If you pay for it all, you can make the doohickeys with me. Okay, somebody else paid for the doohickeys, and then you're like, but I'm the only one who can sell them in this shop right here. But nobody goes to your shop to buy the doohickeys because nobody wants the doohickeys. So even though you went in with a venture that didn't cost you a goddamn dime, it still didn't gain you anything in the end. You had every opportunity to gain from this, and now you're out the second season from what we're hearing and knowing, and because they had to pay for it, and they've only done half a season so far in these short treks, and nobody wanted those either. They pretty much had to give them away in Canada.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is they hired guys who don't even know how to make doohickeys.
Right, that's the other problem. That's why nobody wants the goddamn things, because the better ones are the ones that were before it. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to make these new doohickeys that are much better than the first ones, and they're not. Everybody just would rather buy the old doohickeys.
A nice contrast is probably with The Good Fight, because you got the same writers, the same actors as The Good Wife. Only now they can get all as nasty as they want to be, and they're jumping all over it.
Right. Well, that's because that's their audience. Star Trek is not the CBS fucking audience. But the proof is in the pudding in the show when it's not that popular outside of the U.S. either. Because we've heard that they've canceled repeats and stuff like that up in Canada.
Yeah. Space will not rerun it.
Wow.
We have not gotten any numbers from anywhere to indicate that it's very popular outside of very few places. So even outside of the U.S., the numbers have got to be pretty low. And you're looking at a show that's roughly getting views within the hundreds of thousands, not even close to millions, probably, if you're to go by the numbers that we're looking at. And everybody can throw parrot analytics at us all they fucking want.
Well, it's kind of tough to argue it's popular in the first place. Never mind popular anywhere else. It's never popular anywhere.
Right. Well, and that's just it. It's you're shoveling something that people don't want. If you make a flavor of ice cream that's called shit and dick, you can call it whatever you fucking want, but they still know it's shit and dicks.
Somebody's gonna try it on for YouTube though. Somebody's gonna do like a.
Steph almost got a mouthful of hot chocolate just now.
Yeah.
I was taking a big swig of my hot chocolate. Oh, God.
This coffee tastes like shit, man.
Very, very close to a spit cue right there.
Because it is shit, Austin. Well, then it's not just me.
They're gonna have somebody on YouTube though trying that shit flavored ice cream though, because it's gross. I mean, there's people who try expired food.
Shit and dicks. It's gotta be both.
New from Ben and Jerry's.
What's the topping? I don't want to know. Is it white and creamy?
Oh. Now you went and had to take it that much farther. It was bad enough to begin with.
That's my job. That's why I'm here. Oh god.
New from Ben and Jerry, shit and dicks.
Will that be shit and dicks or shitting dicks?
I don't know. I used to love Americone Dream.
2 nouns or is there a vowel in there?
When I would go to the Indian casino, they would have Ben and Jerry's, like they have a Ben and Jerry's store there. I'd get Americone Dream. Stephen Colbert's Well, because I'm a huge Stephen Colbert fan, but the money they make off it goes to charity too. So that's cool.
On a side note, now it's $7.85.
Yeah, but anyway. This is again 2 words. Gilmore Girls writers. That's 3 words.
Oh, and then somebody had the nerve to correct me on that. Like, oh no, they're actually science fiction writers. Yeah, they wrote Discovery. That doesn't make them a science fiction writer.
There's a few guys that wrote for Roswell. Okay, it's like okay, not really. You know,
Who the crap watched that?
I liked Roswell at the time, but I don't really think that's science fiction. That's more YA.
There's science fiction in the. That's not, you know what I mean? They're not real writers. They're fictitious writers. They're not.
Well, that's the other thing that I hear all the time.
Because like, do we?
Like, oh, it's fiction. We can do whatever we want. Like, no, you can't.
Oh, we've said that. Yeah.
I get this all the time on the She-Ra videos that I make.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys saw.
It's fiction.
Is now 300 pounds.
It's a fictional character. You can do whatever you want. No, you can't.
even high fantasy has rules, for God's sakes.
Yeah. So I end up writing back in a comment on my Spinnerella video. Okay, so it's fiction, so we can have SpongeBob in there, and SpongeBob can have a great big orgy with Spinnerella, and she can give birth to Elmo and Howard the Duck, and they'll have a great big orgy all together after she gives birth to them, right? And then they look at the camera, and it turns into live action. You can do fiction, right? You can do anything you want in fiction.
That's the thing, is they act like it's a big thing. It's a big, fan fiction pool, but they're the ones who get to control the pot.
Oh, Patrick, and
SpongeBob, that's my asshole.
Well, like I said, there's rules in fiction, but we're dealing with people, and the fans don't even know. Listen, I took literature courses. I took writing courses, so I did absorb a lot of this stuff, even though I hated what they were trying to teach.
I don't need like 5 minutes or something. Okay.
Yeah, I did. But one thing you do learn is that there are rules to writing. And actually, I just wrote a script for a video about this, and it seems we have the same problem in things like She-Ra and in Star Trek Discovery and in Star Wars. Everything now, everyone calls Mikey Spock and Ray Mary Sue's. They're not Mary Sue's. There's a specific term for this. That term is cipher. These characters are cipher. They can do whatever the plot needs to be done in the plot, and they're a stand-in for the author. Just like the new She-Ra is the stand-in for Noelle Stevenson.
Yeah.
And like I said, what they do is they make their skill set malleable to whatever circumstance it presents itself, and they are
like Cartman and Fun with Weapons.
Yeah. They're perfect, flawless. Yeah. They're perfect, flawless avatars for the writer. And like I said, there's no discernible features in it because you can project yourself into that role. And that's not a character. That is boring. That's the example I use is
you can kind of do that in written fiction, because like Mickey Spillane never included a physical description of Mike Hammer, so the reader could identify as Mike Hammer in some way, but that only goes so far. You can't do it in visual stuff because you're going to show.
I also have the power of clairvoyance, only better than Stan's, so I can see farther into the future.
Yeah. Tiki Doom says, not to nitpick, but Mary Sue's are usually ciphers, but yes. Yeah, well, yeah, kind of like the example I point out is in Futurama, Fry created a comic book of a character called Delivery Boy, and he just kept adding powers. Delivery Boy looked exactly like Fry, sounded like Fry, and whatever the situation called for, he would just add another power. And that's what a lot of these millennial audience viewers want. They want someone that they can project themselves on screen, because we always hear that, I want more representation. Like, I don't want representation on screen. I know what I look like. I don't want to see myself up there.
Exactly.
Are you kidding me?
I look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I get depressed.
That's why we have a 300-pound Spinnerella. I mean, because they want representation.
And I don't. If it benefits the character, if it's who the character is, that's fine. Create a new character. Otherwise, quit fucking with old shit. That's where we're coming from. I don't care what you want to do. If you want to have a half black, half Asian, fucking little person who's a superhero and they're lesbian, whatever, go for it. Make that. I don't care. Just don't make Iron Man that.
That's because nobody will see it. Nobody will buy this new.
But then the marketing people have to actually do their jobs.
Look down.
But the other big problem is that
April's the only one who got that joke.
but the other thing too is like when you create these type of characters that can do anything, and like I said, what you do is you remove all the obstacles in their way, and so they can conquer any challenge very easily. And there's no point to it.
When you're that short, it's hard to get through all those obstacles.
Yeah. Is that right, Ryan? When you're that short?
Hey, fuck you.
But
Hey,
I'm not short. I'm just vertically challenged.
And that's that effectively pump. No.
I'm big bones.
I keep saying the random said a good tip off to see if a character fits that description is when asked how did you get your power when they say I don't know.
I don't know.
no.
Shira, how did you get your powers?
Remember when I don't know used to be a fucking punchline in like those parody movies or satire movies?
Yeah.
Right. How did you know how to pilot the Falcon? I don't know.
Brain damage. Describing brain damage. Bill Cosby himself. Like, why does your kid drink the Coke after you tell him not to? I don't know. Right? Because they're little kids, and little kids don't have mental capacity. They don't have impulse control, and they don't need to be writing.
Don't understand standard motivation for characters and rules.
Yes, because they want it. Because it's there. That's why they don't know. They don't know why not to drink it. It's right there, and they want it. So they don't have an answer because they're little kids, and that's why I
don't drink Bill's Coke now.
Oh.
Anyway.
I don't want to drink with the build and the thing. And
we gotta have him on the show one of these days. He's one of our writers in the staff, and he hasn't really gotten much of an introduction yet. But we'll definitely have to have Tyler on the show one of these days.
Yeah, he says, no, honey, you're not big boned, just fat. There was a comedian who used to say, yeah, you're big boned. You got some big meat around those big bones, too.
I think it was Chris Tucker, wasn't it?
It might have been Chris Tucker. It might have been like Andrew Dice Clay.
Chris Tucker or Chris Rock, maybe. I think that's what, at least I hear it. Maybe it was in a movie.
Gabriel Iglesias break it down. It's got, through 4 levels of fat there. You got fat, husky, fluffy, and damn!
But anyway, I'll make another point out about that.
That reminds me of the episode of Simpsons where Homer tried to get legally obese or whatever.
Oh my god,
he's dressing in muumuus and shit.
Yes, the rule of if it leaves a transparent ring of grease into like the napkin or the wall, then you should eat it. Right?
It's your window to weight gain.
Yeah.
Eat cake.
But, I was about to say though, the one of the things I noticed though is that you have all these kids that are like all this kind of stuff, and it's the typical parents though that they remove every obstacle from their path. Everybody wins, everybody gets a trophy, everybody's special. And so no wonder why they want to see Ray, a character.
Well, yeah.
Special, nothing makes her special other than the part that you are told she's special. You don't see her.
Well, no, I was just saying. I always quote Bill Maher when he says this, but it's true. It's just the same thing here. You can apply this to so many things where he says you expect the rest of the world to childproof the world for you instead of you just being a fucking parent. It can be applied in so many different fucking ways to this shit too. In the same way. Just back to what you were just saying there a second ago. Sorry, Rob. That's
okay. Yeah, like I said, kids, they never know failure, and Ray doesn't really. Can we honestly say Ray failed at anything?
No.
In Star Wars. No.
Well, she got a little scratch on her arm, and she.
Well, and who are they really protecting? Are they protecting the kids, or are they protecting themselves from having to deal with their kids' disappointment?
Yeah, that's yes.
I think that they don't have to deal with a crying kid, so it's either
I'll tell you what, you can have my kid for a day and see what it's like. Holy shit!
Okay, that's you.
Do you remember? The other thing, I know Mikey Spock, she failed at a lot of things, but she still thought she was the smartest motherfucker in the room.
Yeah, everything. That's the thing, is she fails upwards, just like Kurtzman, just like Ortsy, just like everybody else involved with shit.
Yeah.
Well, and JJ is the only one I can sit there and say, yes, he's legitimately had some hits under his belt. The thing is the repercussions are always felt after he fucking
Yeah.
leaves.
He
As much as
started
people
some of the
hate
biggest
him,
hits. He never finished them.
outside of Into Darkness, that's the only one you can really lay on his fucking shoulders. But that was still the highest grossing, technically, of all the Star Trek movies.
You want to know something? This is it's a sports related story, but going back a number of years, in the Winter Olympics there was a speed skater, and some of you younger kids may not know who this is, but there's a speed skater named Dan Jansen. It's a very famous story. This guy, he was the greatest speed skater in the world at one point. I mean, he was supposed to win the gold medal in '88. He was supposed to win in '92. He fell in both times, and in '92 he came up short. And he said, when I was a kid, I went to my first race. He said, I went to my first race, and he goes, I didn't win. And I cried all the way home. My father said to me, Dan, what's wrong? He goes, I'm sorry, Dad, I didn't win. And he goes, you're not going to win all the time. But when you do win, it's going to make it that much more rewarding. And let me tell you something. Yeah. And then but here's a guy though who failed and failed and failed and failed, and finally in '94, when everything came together, he finally won. He finally won the gold in speed skating, and not his strongest event. And just you can see, yes, this is at the end of the road. This is where all that hard work pays off. But it's not so much that the winning; it's the overcoming of the adversity and the failure.
Right, and if you don't fail, you never know how good it feels to win. Like the song starts, I've paid my dues. Time after time.
You want a real world example? You want a real world example of the hero's journey? That's it, right there.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, it's going to get so fucking PC. They're not going to be allowing kids to watch the Mighty Ducks because they were underdogs to begin with, and they did nothing but lose. Who wants to sit there and watch a movie about nothing but winners the whole way through?
Yeah.
And in the first movie, they lose, right?
Yeah.
Well, they lose, but not just that. They're losers to begin with, and they don't start winning till they play together. But it doesn't matter if they win or lose at the end.
Just like fucking Rocky. Bears.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Which it is just basically a rip-off remake of, but still, it's just that point. It's like that one school wouldn't let them because they claimed it was racist. It's like, do you not get the whole fucking point of the movie? The whole fucking point of the movie is that they're facing the diversity because of the fact that they're diverse in a situation that normally people like them wouldn't be in. And I don't mean people like them because they're black. I mean people like them because they're from Jamaica and they don't have fucking winter there.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
And when they get there, they face the racism for the first time. And it's like, whoa, like a big and fucking Mack truck because they come from a place where it's not normally something they deal with.
Getting that quote from Picard, and when Data lost the Stratagema match and took himself off duty because it must be a malfunction. Data, it's possible to not do anything wrong and still lose. That is not fair. That is life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mean to get so heated about it, but it just gets me so upset.
Well, no, I mean, this is the same thing in the job workplaces too. When you're working jobs with people like the millennial generation, they expect to be your boss the second they're hired. They do not understand working your way up. They don't understand chain of command. They get so disappointed and they will leave the job. They will do whatever they can to cause trouble, and their ass will be out the door after they leave this wake because they're these spoiled fucking brats saying, but I want to be the boss. I went to college. I want to be the boss. Like, no, that's not how life works. But the sad thing is, half the time it is. So they're used to actually getting their fucking way and then make everything miserable for everybody around them.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to relocate for a bit here because they're going to close on us in about 10 minutes, but we're going to, I think, move down to the McDonald's. They're open till midnight. So.
All right, well, I'll pop back in when you can.
I'll be back shortly.
Yeah. All right.
The guy,
no problem.
Talk about that. The guy who they hired when a company bought out the company I was working for, a guy comes in, 23 years old, 23, 27, in his mid-20s. All of a sudden, he comes in and he's telling people what to do. And he comes in the back, and we sold gas products, nitrogen, oxygen, welding gas, and everything. And he comes back and he sees. And this kid, he has a degree in chemical engineering.
I just got to say first, though, it's just so fitting that you used to work in gas, Rob. A lot of people get to hear you off air. Just
yeah. But anyway, he comes in. This guy, he's got a degree in chemical engineering, or so he claims. And he comes in. He sees the CO2 pump. He says, "What's that?" I'm like, you're the guy with the degree. You tell me, motherfucker. Come on. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god. It
Well,
was just
C's get degrees. That's the other thing I fucking hate. C's get degrees, and that's the mentality of some of these assholes. Is they come into a job and they coasted their way through college. They don't know shit. You know more than them, even though you didn't take what they took in college, and they don't know anything, and you have to train their ass, even though they're the ones with the degree in it, because they coasted their way through and their C's.
You need to train them to be your boss.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the same thing happens on YouTube. You get these kids who have never worked a real job in their life, and they're like, oh, I should be entitled. I should be monetized. I should have my whole entire channel just handed to me. Where's my 1 million subscribers? Where's my 100,000 subscribers monetization? You didn't earn it. You just started your channel 2 seconds ago. You have no videos. Why the fuck do you need subscribers? You have no fucking videos. I see the same thing on YouTube too. It sucks. It pisses me off. And I have people complaining to me. Normally they're like little kids though. They can complain to me that oh well I turned on monetization. This is before YouTube changed the monetization rules. I turned on monetization. When do I get paid? When you reach $100. I have 16 cents. Yeah, good luck with that. You're not going to be a YouTube celebrity.
Well, they made it harder, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be a YouTube celebrity just immediately because you have to actually work for it. You have to actually network, make the rounds, make content. Don't go into somebody's chat room and demand, "Hey, subscribe to me, subscribe to me." You don't have videos. It doesn't work that way. That's his mentality.
Right, and a lot of people are talking about like the movies thing again. Somebody said Villa Demic says Cool Runnings is getting a reboot. Not that I know of, and I hope not. Which Cow no, I'm probably saying that completely wrong. Almost every movie in the 80s I saw was about the underdog who went against the circumstances. Police Academy, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. Yes. Yeah, a lot of them are. Tim Augustine, thank you so much for the $5 donation. What are the chances the Tom Rothmans and the Ryan Johnsons and Alex Kurtzmans are actually controlled by the parasite from the TNGs and conspiracy? Very possible. You never know.
They're controlled by the brain slugs in Futurama.
Yeah. Probably.
Hello, co-workers. For vacation, we should all go to.
I wish they were the worms from the second fucking Star Trek movie, man. Graphic on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They put creatures in our bodies to control our minds.
They make you go mad.
He tried to control us, make us tell lies, but we beat him.
Take it any longer.
He was.
Yeah,
do I drink Coke? No, actually, Patrick Bellinger. No, I had to give up soda.
Yeah.
Am I on mute?
I have to give up soda, but I'm not yet.
I had to give up soda. My doctor told me my blood sugar level was too high, so I had to cut soda out of my diet. It was difficult for the first couple weeks, but I'm used to it. They said if you cut out soda, you'll lose 12 pounds in a year. I'm like, I'm still waiting on those 12 pounds. So
yeah.
Viewers, I want to thank y'all for sticking in there this long.
I'm in a ranting mood today, I think.
What's that, Random? I'm
in a ranting mood tonight, so thank you so much for listening.
The algorithm sounds like an 80s computer program trying to take over the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It's gone sentient.
Fucking Skynet.
But every time people say, "Oh yeah, I know somebody who works at YouTube, and they're telling me about this about the algorithm." No, they don't know what the algorithm is. YouTube doesn't know what the algorithm does. It is already on its way to being sentient, if it isn't already. Between the YouTube algorithm and Google, those two things will take over the world one of these days.
Regardless of what people might think of Michael Moore, but he was talking about Wall Street and the day traders and those derivative algorithms that they trade stocks on, that they make money. He said they are so complex that nobody can figure it out, and the people who do figure it out, and the firms that use them hire them to make it even more complex. That's how it kind of works. If anybody figures out the YouTube algorithm, I got a feeling Google will hire them to revamp it, to change it.
Yeah, probably.
Google and YouTube became self-aware, and they started to watch us and learn us. And then they came after us and created Skynet. Destroyed us all.
It's not that implausible because these things are designed to be self-learning and to pick out keywords, to pay attention to human speech, behaviors, patterns, to recognize faces, keywords, names, stuff like that. So yeah, it's not that implausible.
And Rob and I tried to put together something to where we could present to people and hopefully help other YouTubers figure it out, and we couldn't.
No.
It's not that we didn't want to, we couldn't. We literally went through a bunch of tests and we could not come to any kind of conclusion that made any fucking sense of it.
We recorded Mary Had a Little Lamb with no video, with rotating pictures of different audios, with certain words bleeped out, with curse words. I did my Mary
different
Had
pictures and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, we couldn't, and it was just completely random.
Yep.
It was just completely random. We had no idea what was going on. And I'm pretty sure it's I don't think it's completely random, but I just think that the algorithm based on I think
and it was random because it came to a point where we've learned it was words. It was words in the title and keywords and stuff like that affected it the most.
Yeah.
More than anything. And as soon as we would take out random stuff, it would change to green, like names and other things like that. So it was like very just off the wall. And it wasn't even stuff that you would think that we should take off, because we would name stuff like really bad stuff just to try and see and test what would hit and what wouldn't, and then change a word, see what would happen, change another word, see what would happen. And there was no logic to any of it. None whatsoever.
No,
I mean, words like Kate would get hit. Or we had a video where it was like a bunch of pictures of, was it Kate Upton half naked and shit? That didn't get hit. That one went through just fine, but we had Kate in the title of another, like Trump loves Kate. And that one got flagged. Because then we had another one that was a bunch of pictures of like Trump and shit like that with Mary Had a Little Lamb underneath. And that one got flagged. And when, I was like, it was just random bullshit.
Yeah, there was no pattern. There was absolutely no pattern to any of it.
Mm-hmm. And I think some of it has to do with what people flag, what people report.
Well, and that's the other problem is, when you do have to fight one of these demonetizations, from what we've been told, is there's another person somewhere that's hired by YouTube through a firm to go through these videos once they hit 1,000 views, or they are on their way to hitting 1,000 views within 24 hours or whatever it is. They decide whether or not it's monetizable or not. Now, most of the time they go through, but we've had some random ones that for no reason that we can figure out have not gotten through. Now, like I said, you can sit there and keep changing words and get it to go through sometimes, but what will also happen then is, even though you'll get it to go through and change from the demonetization back to monetization on its own, you run the risk of it getting demonetized again down the road, which I've had happen as well, for another reason. So it always seems to find something to go after, and especially on After Dark. And I know Andre's had a problem once or twice over on the main channel, but not nearly as much. See, so I'm sure a lot of it has to do with, how many people you have subscribed to you, if you've been hit a lot. Now, every time we go live, they get demonetized anymore. I bet you if I go check, this is demonetized right now. And they're usually not monetized for a day or two, which is just bullshit. Which really sucks, because we hate asking for super chats, and we do all that because that's the only way we make money on these videos anymore, really, and Patreon and shit like that.
That's the same thing on my channel. Like, I just expect I don't make any ad revenue on anything, and if I don't stream a day, then I don't make any revenue.
Well, we're even trying to work on some. We hate doing it, but actual ads in our video to where we have like I'm working on a deal with the one shirt company I talk about, Shirt Punch, a lot, and that's not even going to be a big deal at first, but it's just something, to try and get some kind of revenue or some kind of something to go with it, to where we have something to live on, because it's getting pretty bad to keep the lights on. It's not looking good.
No. But am I mooted?
How do I feel about being a fan girl?
It's just YouTube right now, and I'm sure it'll work itself out, because we've heard it will. It's just going to be a rough patch again.
Yeah.
But honestly, I would say this is as bad as it's been since the apocalypse, for me anyway, or us here on this
I keep
Well,
things,
and then you
but-
get flagged and you get kind of on the blacklist of YouTube, which
Right,
might
and
be a
that's
real
what I'm
thing or
saying. It
might
seems
not.
like,
And you
yeah.
don't get, your channel doesn't grow, you don't get hits, you don't get recommended, you don't like I have like some theories about the algorithm. I have no idea for sure. I seem to be growing my channel fairly, like an average of what, like 40 some subs a day or something, or 50 subs a day.
You're doing really well. So
by
you're not
doing like
too
little
bad.
videos, and then I went and privatized a whole bunch of toy unboxings, and then it dropped my view count down like by 100,000. So I relisted them and like so I checked my social blade quite a bit, and yeah, I think that helps by doing like 10-15 minute videos a day, and then I still stream also to kind of balance that out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the algorithm is. I don't know what to recommend for YouTubers who want to try and go with the algorithm, because there's channels who go live every single show, every single video they do is a live broadcast, and then it's just saved as a video later on, who seem to be growing as well. So I can't say live streaming hurts, and who knows? Who really knows? But also, thank you so much again, Tim Augustine. Dance Monkey Dance for your $1.
Dance.
We just need to get you set up with
I'm
the
working on that.
$2. That's what I have on
Here's
my
some
channel.
dancing monkeys.
I want my $2.
I want my $2.
Here's some dancing monkey.
That's a gorilla. He's not a monkey. Those are chimps.
I like the
Monkeys
one-
are different.
That's
Aw.
true.
I like the one with the monkey, the chimp with the machine gun.
Oh, chimps.
telling
They're
you, the
cute.
apes- I'm telling you, the apes are rising.
Isn't that from Planet 2 or whatever?
But anyway, I'm looking at some of the comments though on our Michelle Yeoh video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Empress. LOL. I just want this bad robot shit to die in the researches of the Alpha Prime canon. Never happened. Just virtue signaling on autopilot. Star Trek. What's that? I remember a show that went by that name years ago. I used to love it, but the name changed. It's known as the Orville now.
Yeah, Orville. I love the Orville. Orville's great.
Pretty much.
Search Michelle Yeoh feet and get your soul freeze. I don't get it. Star Trek Desperation. Looks like they're going after the Chinese market. Yeah. Oh boy, yeah. The CG job. Personally, I prefer if this is strictly a news piece, not an opinion piece. This is why American news is so shit. Well, we say it's a discussion video right up front.
I like doing the news briefs to a point, but again, we're having issues with people like just we're trying to figure out what you guys want and what'll maximize the views. So be prepared.
Well, actually,
we're trying to figure it all out.
We're just trying different stuff. That's all. We're just trying different stuff.
Well, I'm wondering if like
actually,
marketing this as like more of a comedy podcast would help, like the old the old co-optional podcast back when like it was a gaming
we're not
podcast.
funny.
But, yeah,
If you read
guys
the
are.
comments, we're not funny.
Yeah, you guys are. You're funny.
They
man.
all tune out as
crack
soon
up
as we
all the
start doing voices, according to some of the comments.
Yes, they tune out, giving me and Ryan some very much needed alone time. Isn't that right?
People, come back, people.
Oh,
What should I do with Star Wars? And you people don't think I love Star Wars? Look what I put up with for you.
Ryan, I have that Liberace cape for you.
It was an expression. Just because I like big chested Kylo.
Yes,
Kylo,
you like.
where are you when I need you?
Yes, I have some. I have some really big chests underneath my shirt. Oh.
I'm sorry, Miss Kennedy, but you have a hairy chest than I do.
Yes, I will. Well, Frank. Kylo Ren doesn't seem to be satisfying me. Neither is Ryan. Frank. I can't. What would Frank Marshall sound like?
I don't know, just a normal guy, I think.
I say, Kathleen.
like Thurston Howell.
Yes.
Nah, I don't know if I picture him like that.
Yes. What would
I just picture him more like an average kind of guy.
just like a regular bro, kind of like Barney Stinson. Just kind of
not that
just
far, but
he's like I keep saying, I picture she's like stressed out. Oh God, I can't believe things are what's happening with Star Wars. I can't believe it. I'm surrounded by idiots, and he's sitting around the pool with a Hawaiian shirt, just and like sandals, draped up with a Mai Tai in his hands. Hey, honey, how's work today?
surrounded
He's
by
just all relaxed.
idiots. Santo Dominos, thank you so much for the Canadian $6.66 donation. Hail Satan! Hail Satan! Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
See, you just need the pop-ups like on my stream.
Yeah, I can't do that. I not anymore.
I don't know how you do that. No.
And it just seemed like whenever we used OBS, we had nothing but issues. So this has seemed to work out the best for the most part.
It's only good if you're doing like one person. If you're trying to record more than one person, it really sucks.
I can't.
I've been trying to get Voicemeeter to work. I've been trying to get Voicemeeter to work, and it's supposed to give better sound quality. I'm tempted to step. I'm tempted to step out, sign back in with Voicemeter.
Well, the problem with Google is, I mean, if you play certain things, I can't play background music, or it would get drowned out or drown you guys out. Same thing with like sound effects, because I've even thought about having a whole nother account on another computer where it was just set up with my mixer to play sound effects through the mixer.
And then you can mix it lower, and that's
yeah, but see, then it would pop up underneath, so we could at least maybe do that. But
yeah,
okay. Let me try it. If you don't mind, let me try a live experiment. If you don't mind, this might take a couple minutes.
Here we go.
Okay, no, we'll
I'll try it, I guess, but random and I'll have to find something to talk about.
We'll save it. We'll save it for like a private stream.
Well, are you saying you've never tried it after you've already been on with us? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Well, if you have to hang up and come back on, you have to hang up and come back on. People know what's going on. It's so far late in the show that people who are going to watch this later probably haven't gotten this far anyway. So fuck it, let's do it. It's 9 o'clock.
Let's give this a try.
So fuck it.
All right, let me give this a try. I'll come back and let me copy the link here first of all, so I can
back because you won't be back.
Yeah. All right. Let's give this a try.
Rules. It's a rule. Turns up the X-Men thing.
It's play soundtrack to The Omen, Ave Satani. I used to actually drive around Denver in a black convertible, cranking the Omen soundtrack. Yeah.
The Omen soundtrack?
Yeah. Ave Satani from with like all the cellos and
kinda, yeah, it's been a long time.
I love The Omen. That's
I'm sure it's better than I remember.
It's
been a long time.
I'm such a fan of like that 70s kind of like the evil horror movies. I love those sort of things.
Right. Well, I love like Carpenter's music. I love, even the Tubular Bells from The Exorcist and stuff. So I'm sure it's.
Oh yeah.
I remember it being good, but I can't place it in my head right now, which is really bad.
Oh, it's cool. It's awesome. It's very you've got like the really deep cellos, and you have like the singing in Latin. It's kind of like the Cheesy Poofs Damien song in South Park. If you remember on South Park when Damien comes in.
I don't know if Tim Augustine wants to see Mead D&D with Andre and humorless warrior Robb and Bard Random. We lost Robb. The Pyromaniac and Tom the Bay Heart. I don't know. I don't even know if Andre's into Dungeons and Dragons, to be honest with you.
I've
played it like twice in my life. Yeah. I mean, I have nothing against it.
It takes so long, and you have to rely on so many people to.
It's just like making an independent movie and expecting your friends to show up the next time you're filming. And I've been in both situations.
Yeah, and it's for one of those things with Dungeons and Dragons. I was not aware of how many times or how many like hours and hours and hours people go. Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. Microphone. Okay. 1, 2, see? You guys can't hear me, can you?
I can hear you.
Okay,
I can hear you. I can't hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
He can't hear us. That's the problem.
We can hear you. Boop.
We can hear you.
I typed
You
it.
can come through here.
Yeah, but Rob can't hear us. And we've got Captain April back.
Yay.
What'd you get for McDonald's for me?
Just down the street. They're open till midnight, so we're fine.
Did you get me a hot apple pie?
I'd like a Big Mac and a large fry. Oh no! Can I get a McDLT? Because they have all the ingredients. Can you get us a McDLT?
Yeah, as soon as I transport back to 1984.
They
salad
stopped
Oriental?
making the McLean Deluxe. They're gonna close McDonald's forever if you don't buy one. That's my response to somebody who said earlier they don't know if Star Trek's gonna last forever. I always got to bring that up.
Doesn't work.
Rob doesn't realize that we can hear him. I don't think.
There was a documentary that they did on Superman. Narrowed by Kevin Spacey in preparation for Superman Returns comes back. And it made a point that Superman is big enough. You know, they've been good movies, been bad movies, good TV, bad TV. It's big enough to survive. And Star Trek is big enough to survive, even Discovery.
Oh yeah. Well, and somebody else brought up the 20.
Part of Star Trek, you know, it'll survive Discovery.
And somebody else. Hi. And somebody else brought up the 20-year gap, and it's like, well, you also have to remember that's before Star Wars. That's before, then even after Star Wars, you know, they got the movies going and stuff like that. Then you had TNG, and you pretty much had solid Star Trek for, you know, years to come. And I think we're getting to a point where they're just going to oversaturate the fuck out of it again.
Yeah,
they're doing that with Star Wars right now. So okay, maybe movie a year is a bit much. Yeah. Especially one.
Well, at least they're pulling the reins back and they're course correcting that. But yeah, their idea to course correct Star Trek Discovery is to throw more shit at it. So.
Yep.
Freaking throw that out! People like Georgia. How about that? No.
Oh, guess who's yelling at me on Twitter right now?
Who's yelling at you on Twitter?
Guess. Just guess.
The same twit you were talking about earlier?
Yep.
Oops, did I... Why are they? Because they're probably listening to us right now?
Well, maybe.
Oh, I love living in people's heads. Rent-free.
I know, it's sad. It's a very sad existence that we live in, where we're like,
entire cat is screwed.
Oh yeah. Anyway.
So, how's Rob's experiment coming along? Did it work, or is he back?
Are you there, Rob? Now we can't hear Rob. Bob's muffled and we can't hear Rob.
His picture's there, I don't know. I'm holding the webcam and you're close. Hopefully that's correct in the microphone. Yeah, someone put out a feeler for Doomcock. That'll make it real.
So anyhow.
Yeah.
How long have we been going here since?
Almost.
Wow.
Like
2 hours almost.
106 minutes.
I mean, I don't care how long we go, but I know they don't want to sit through a 2-hour thing all the time. Now I hear a phone ringing.
Hello.
Hello. It's ringing. There's Rob. Rob, are you there? No, Rob. We got Bob, but we have no Rob. Bob sounds like he's on a phone. Bob, are you there now? Now I think we lost Bob too. I think it's just me and Random now.
I'm there and Rob.
There's Bob.
I'm here.
We got a weird echo. Holy shit.
Now, Patty.
Oh, say. You see. Okay, this has just gone off the rails. Shogun Orta, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. No message there. Message retracted. We don't know what you wanted to say, but if you want to say it again down in the chats, to go right ahead. Probably wishing he hadn't given us $5 now.
Oh no, we pissed him off. I'm
Maybe
so
and
sorry.
Techman Blade says, okay, this is getting bad. Yeah, I agree a little bit. We gotta figure out this audio issue here. So yeah, we got no Rob and Bob is muffled.
It's easy to pluck out on the guitar.
We got no Rob at all. So I know Rob can't just keep quiet for this long.
Well, Rob says "damn it" in our group chat here. Like,
Oh, there we got him. Yeah. And Bob, I don't know if you can change your position or what's going on over on your end, but Captain April, but you're really muffled, like somebody's covering up the receiver or something with their hand. It could just be the really poor internet as well.
Yeah, because going from Starbucks to McDonald's.
Yeah, everybody's using the internet there probably.
No, the only one's here. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Oh crap! What?
Probably a lot of neighbors and employees are using it as well. They're probably watching Pornhub in the back.
It'll be like the old days when when they invented to do that.
Allegedly, I must say, allegedly watching Pornhub in the back.
If we were still at Starbucks, I could watch Pornhub in the back, but now it's like, nope, can't do that.
Oh, jeez.
McDonald's has the kitty check stuff on.
Come on.
Now we got Rob.
There we go.
Great
Can you hear us?
Well, no, the experiment did not work.
Evidently not.
yeah, you have to change over your audio
McDonald's
input.
loves Jenna Jameson. That's good to know. That's good
All
to
right. Hey, man, I got to go to the bathroom.
know.
You might as well get money. Oh, go off.
Oh, brother. So anyway. We got to do a private. I got every freaking tutorial video about this voice meter thing doesn't work. Whoa, what the heck is that?
I don't know. Shogun Orta, thank you again for the $5 super chat. He must,
Thank you.
even though we lost a bunch of viewers there for a little bit, he must still enjoy what he's listened to. I apologize again for all the noise and distractions and echoes and everything else in between.
Oh, here he says, Section 31, hiring mass genocide space Hitler doesn't make sense for the new show. It insults my intelligence. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it looks like he's trying to put it in the super chat message, but
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, bud. We got you though.
Yeah, we agree. It insults our intelligence. Like, she's literally space Hitler. She's murdered how many people? She's worse than Hitler. She murdered way more people than Hitler was ever responsible for murdering. Like, and I know he's a real person. I'm not trying to make
a lot
light
of it was technically inadvertently, but it was also at the expense of committing mutiny and going against orders, which would be, which are basically crimes within themselves.
Yeah, well, that's Michael Burnham. Empress Giorgio. I call space Hitler.
So even though it was mass, I guess, what would you call it?
Yeah, she eats people. She eats.
It's not murder, but it's
war crimes. I guess it's
but I mean, what is it called when you accidentally kill somebody?
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter, yeah, involuntary manslaughter.
That's
but of millions of people, probably,
No, but they're talking about Giorgio, where it's like Captain Giorgio or Miller Empress Giorgio from their universe was pretty much space Hitler. She committed genocide against all the people on the Klingon homeworld. She killed their entire planet, blew the whole thing up. She murdered everybody in her inner circle. She ate sentient beings, knowing that they're sentient beings that they can speak. This is like eating your slave if you were a slave owner back in the day.
Right.
That wouldn't have even been allowed. As horrible as slavery was.
That would be crossing the line.
Yeah, can you even imagine how bad that would have been had you heard about those sort of things, right? Yeah, and of course I'm not condoning it.
Yeah, Mr. McNuggets there, Capt April.
Before people like jump on me, I've had people jump on me too for calling her space Hitler. Before people jump on me, I'm not making light of anything Hitler did. He was a horrible, horrible person. He's responsible for real life deaths. I'm just saying her character is written to be worse. Is written to be worse than him. Is written to have killed more people than he did. And I know it's just a character. It's just a fictional thing. I get it. But the body count alone, the death count alone. And this is kind of sad in this day and age where we can't say Space Hitler without somebody jumping on our ass.
You know what's sad is that if people really analyze this whole thing, they would see that it's actually commenting back on the audience they're trying to get. And that would be, yeah, you can be so PC and correct about everything and know every fucking thing you think you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't stop the fact that you're going to fuck everything up real bad. But that's okay. We're going to forgive you because everybody fails up in this universe. So
I know. It's like you would not. The admirals brought in Empress Giorgio, and knowing that that's what she did when her plan was to commit genocide on the Klingon homeworld, like she did in her universe. Right. Why would the admirals condone that? How could the admirals say, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's commit genocide against this people"? You know, oh sure, there's going to be a few Klingons here and there that survive. What did they send? The whole 7 ships to Earth?
Yeah, something like that. But no, and that just goes back to what we were saying before about how it's gotten so PC that it goes against everything, the certain things they're trying to stop us from seeing. Like, you know, I brought up the Cool Runnings thing. Well, they also had a local play of To Kill a Mockingbird shut down because they used the N-word in the play. It's like, do you not understand what the entire play is about? Because if you did, then that would be the least of that shouldn't even be an issue because you should. Oh, yeah.
That also be the point of the film.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, duh, come on, it's a morality play about that subject. And it's like Rob and I always say, the next thing they're going to come after is things like Blazing Saddles and stuff like that, to where that's exactly the point of these movies, and you're missing the point of them when you're trying to stifle them.
Yep.
I don't know if we lost Rob again or what, because he went quiet.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, there he is.
We're just being quiet for a change.
He's probably upset that his little toy didn't work.
Well,
we'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
Isn't that a accordion?
Do private.
Yeah, I think the problem with those is you have to like completely restart Google Hangouts, and you have to switch over your audio settings and your input on Google Hangouts too.
That, or he may have to be the actual person who started it, or
something like that.
Well, we'll figure it out. But this works fine for now. So yeah.
Don't feel bad. I can never get Google Hangouts to work with my audio settings either.
Yeah. And what else is Michelle Yeoh doing right now? Because I don't know if that's, you know, I really feel like this is recycled news.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really think there's that much legitimacy to this actually happening.
No, I didn't look for it.
Especially before any kind of, you know.
Well, and how do we know that like she's even signed up? Like when I report these things, I say this is what the article says.
Yeah,
and the articles is she is in discussion, and that's what I'm just saying is like it's.
Yeah, and I never state it as this is fact. Anytime I make a video, I never state this is absolutely 100% the news. I'm saying this article says this, and this is my reaction to it. I make reaction videos. I have a reaction channel. And for people to kind of come on, like I have a lot of people come after me like, oh my God, you're reporting false news. It's like, no, I'm reacting to what I'm seeing. You know, I'm not reporting anything. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a journalist. I never claimed to be one. And if you're too stupid to see that, then maybe you should go watch Discovery, because I hear it kind of really thumbs down everything.
Franchise, hidden talent.
I suppose though we're starting to lose some viewers here, and we've been on for like 2 hours. I think it's about time.
All right, yeah.
We start to wrap this up. So head over to Captain April's channel. It's really hard to hear him right now, but maybe if he can get those 1,000 subscribers, he can get some internet and call us for
gets in that sweet Google money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this has been an experiment, I tell you. Yeah,
like I'm $44 being held hostage by AdSense right now.
Well, even then, AdSense will like not even pay you crap anyway.
So anyway, like I said, head over to Captain April's channel, subscribe over there. He's got some good videos. Check out the Making Star Trek for Dummies video. That's actually really good.
And they're being very good to us.
And big thanks to the McDonald's currently hosting us at the moment.
Yes. And check out Random. Tell them about your channel.
I am Mecha42. I react on things and I call out the bullshit when I see it. And apparently I offend a lot of people. So if you're fragile and sensitive, probably don't watch my channel.
And Tom, tell them about us.
Well, of course, this is Midnight's Edge After Dark, and you can always find our other work on the main channel. And we do a lot of live shows like this one. Make sure you share it because that's how people find out about us. So we like to have fun and talk about all the genre entertainment news right here. And we always get into the investigative reporting and mini documentaries and editorials and stuff like that over on the main channel as well. So check that out and check out our Patreon and all that good stuff.
Yes. Capt April, tell them about yourself.
Well, I like long watches on the beach and
Thank you very much. Anyway, check out.
I love it.
Yes. So anyway, while we're at it, actually, yes, go and subscribe to Capt April's channel. He's got a lot of good content over there. Check out our friend's Nerdrotic channel. Yes. Check out Nerdrotic channel. Check out Overlord DVD. Who else? I don't know who else.
I'm sure Randy
A lot of good people.
You done with OPP?
Sorry, I just got a
Yeah,
coughing
you know me.
fit.
That's
You
okay.
got what?
So anyway,
I had a cough. Sorry, a tickle. Sorry.
that's okay.
Oh, a cop. I
So
thought you said
anyway,
another copyright claim.
So check
No,
us
I
all
get
out on
coughed up.
Twitter. So check out Mecha Random on Twitter. Check myself out on Twitter. Check Midnight's Edge out on Twitter. Check Capt April out on Twitter. Check us all out on Twitter, on the Twitter machines. And as I always say, if you don't have the means to support us through super chats or through Patreon, click subscribe, share with your friends, click the bell icon so you're notified because we cannot do this without you. So one more time. So one more time. I am Robot Shlomo.
I'm Mecha42.
Billie Jean is not my lover.
I'm a YouTube harpy, by the way. That's the new thing.
And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
And Bob.
What's this whole harpy
Thanks.
thing about?
Oh, somebody in that thread called me a YouTube
Oh,
harpy.
gotcha.
Yeah, and I'm like, I kind of like that.
That's
Midnight,
And for all
Harpy.
and for all the harpies out there, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time.